When I planned to come to Glasgow, the first thing I said was my biggest interest probably would be to have a chance to meet with some of the activists, young activists who are involved on the ground, because those are my roots. That's where I come from. That's what I believe in. That's what the foundation is about. I think the goal here is for me to hear from you. What are the things you feel hopeful about? What are the frustrations that you have? But also the ability for you to meet and learn from each other.
I'm a climate justice activist from Germany, and we started organizing the Fridays for Future movement in Germany around about 3 years ago. We had 1.5 million people on the streets and the government still wouldn't act. We sued the government in front of the Constitutional Court and we won.
What I've learned meeting humans on the front lines of this crisis is that this is an issue of social justice and human rights, not just an environmental issue. How can we better communicate this issue, particularly to world leaders, so that they take the urgent action necessary?
What Louisa said about, and what you echoed, the success of the movement shouldn't be diminished, even if some of the outcomes are unsatisfactory, because you're building power and you're raising awareness, and that's hard to do. It's going to depend on you guys to apply that pressure. I think that the danger of our activism is that we're typically talking to people who already agree with us. That's going to require sort of grassroots work and messaging and effort that many of you are already engaged in.
It is an opportunity that is really quite unique to get this level of depth and experience and willingness to engage in a manner that is unscripted, open, actively listening, which is striking to hear President Obama saying that there are things that he has learned from our interfaces and interactions.
I think this talk was really interesting because we need a combination of kind of mass movements that build power outside of electoral cycles, but also champions in positions of political power who can take the demands of the movement and build them into legislation and policy. And I think it was really interesting to hear President Obama's perspective on how those two things interact and the ways in which movement building and organising at the grassroots can affect people in power.
Focus on where you can get some wins, right? Because that then builds momentum.
I think what inspired me most about today was just the level of ambition around the table, and that people were specialized in different things. It can be tough trying to change the status quo, and at times it can be really lonely. So knowing that you can call on a whole community of people that are going through the same stuff, it means a lot on a very personal level.
One of the goals that we've always had in everything we do through the foundation is to create essentially connective tissue between amazing activists across national borders. I don't know about you, I feel pretty energized. I'm ready to do more work.